We play and call it work.
Hey folks, Janene from MiniWarGaming here with another how-to video for you. In this video, we are going to continue painting this Yncarne model, and we are going to paint some of the jewels that are on his armor. As always, if you have suggestions for something you'd like to see in a future how-to video, please leave them down below in the comments. There are lots of different ways to paint jewels. This is just one, and it's going to give us a nice matte finish while still making it seem like there's a lot of light shining through the jewel itself. Now we're going to paint the jewels on the armor, which we're going to do a nice blue. The first thing that we want to do is create a really nice dark base for our blue. So we're going to begin with Abaddon Black. We're going to mix it with a little bit of Lamian Medium. And we're going to be mixing Lamian Medium into all of our paints except for the one shade we use at the very end. And we want to paint this black color over the entirety of the jewel. We really want to make sure that we have a really dark starting point so that we have a lot of depth to our color, and it makes it seem like the jewel is very deep and rich. So this is a quick step. I'm just painting over the entirety of the jewel, making sure that I get all of the sides all the way right up to where it meets the metal rim that encapsulates all of these jewels and soul stones. Once we finish with the black, we are going to do a dark blue base coat, and since we want these gems to be a teal blue, we're going to use the color Sregadon Scale Green. If you were doing a true blue, then you could use a really dark blue, like maybe a Cantor blue or something like that. And we're going to paint this over most of the jewel. However, we're leaving a little bit of a black rim around the very outer edge. So we're painting about 80% of the little flat sphere area. I'm using the side of my brush more than the tip just because I find it a lot easier to mimic the oval shape that way. And I'm just kind of dabbing it on, making sure I get a little coat of this dark blue color. Now that we have our really dark colors down, we're going to start highlighting and creating some really bright blues. We're going to begin with Sotek Green. I'm also applying this to the top of the jewel. It's probably going to be over about 60% of the jewel. I'm concentrating this mainly as an oval shape right on the very top of the curved area. However, I'm going to begin to contour this jewel and make it seem like the light is shining through from above, and so my brightest colors are going to be concentrated on this very bottom curve, and I'm beginning to shape those colors with this layer. So if you can see, my highlight is a little bit heavier on the bottom area of the jewel than it is on the top. Our next color is going to be Temple Guard Blue. And I'm going to apply this color as a curved line, kind of tracing the area that I just painted Sotek Green. I want to do a small line outlining the lower right hand edge. I want to make sure that it's a very round line, and that's going to help exaggerate the roundness of the gem. And it's going to be a tapered line starting at the very top of the jewel. I want it to be very thin at the top, and I want it to be wider on the bottom area, and then it's going to curve around and end just on the other side of the curve. I'm painting just slightly over half of the gem with this line of Temple Guard Blue. Next, I'm going to take a little bit of Ceramite White, and I'm going to mix it into my Temple Guard Blue about 50-50. And I'm going to highlight the very bottom area of the jewel. I want to highlight in the middle of where that Temple Guard Blue line is the widest. It's going to continue to contour the brightness towards that one corner. Our final highlight is going to be with pure Ceramite White, and we're going to apply this color in two places. We're going to do one final dot of super highlight, and then we are going to do 1 or 2 dots of highlight at the very top of the jewel. This is going to make it seem like this outer layer of the jewel is shiny and maybe a little bit glossy, so it's catching the light at the very top as well. Even though the color of the jewel is more saturated at the bottom, there's a shine at the very top. Alright, the very last thing that we want to do is we want to take a little bit of Drakenhof Nightshade, and we're just going to very lightly apply this to the very outer edges of the jewel. It's going to tint those shadows to be a little bit more blue, and it's going to blend the sides of the jewel into that metallic rim, and it's going to add a little bit of shadow on the outside, which is going to make all of our highlights on the inside of the jewel seem even brighter and make them stand out even more. I'm not doing a lot of this color, I'm really just applying a very thin line to the outer edge of the jewel. Alright, and once that Drakenhof Nightshade has dried, the jewels on this Yncarne model are complete. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see more how-to videos, I have another one where I'm going to paint some really bright red-orange gems in the ectoplasmic storm, which are going to contrast really nicely with the teal blue that we have. And that video will be in the MiniWarGaming Vault and the link down below in the description. If you don't already have a Vault membership, you can go ahead and click the link, sign up for a 7-day free trial, and get access to my video as well as hundreds of other videos in the MiniWarGaming Vault. So go ahead, click the link, start your free trial, and happy wargaming!